what is pricing or valuation of a bond and how to carry it out. So as I explained little while ago, please remember, valuation of bond is as simple as valuation of a project. As in case of a project, what will you do? You will use the projected cash flow to find out whether this project is worth doing or is not worth doing. Same way, for doing the evaluation of fixed income securities, you will find out the future cash flow, convert that future cash flow in terms of present value, and based on the present value that you arrive at, you would be able to take a decision. So how do we do this? Let's take an example. A bond of rupees 1000, 7% coupon rate, 5 years to maturity. The investor's required rate of return is 8%. What will be the price of this bond? Right? What will be the price of this bond? So how do you find out? Let me explain this to you with the help of an example here on the screen. And I'm sure you can very clearly understand that, as I said, pricing of a bond, valuation of a bond is not different from valuation of a project. The method is same, everything is same. There also you use projected cash flow. Here also you use the future cash flows. The only difference, if at all there is any, please remember, in case of a project, the cash flows that you are, the future cash flow that you are taking are projected ones. In case of fixed income security, you know the cash flows. And why you know the cash flows? Generally, I'm saying because assuming that you are investing into a fixed rate bond, you know the cash flow in advance. In case of a floating rate bond, of course, your cash flow can vary, but generally your cash flow in case of a fixed rated bond will be fixed. So the difference between the valuation of a project and valuation of a fixed income security, there the cash flow are projected, may not be accurate. Here the cash flows can be accurate. Now in this case that we are talking about, how do we do the valuation of this? Very simple. Here you have the years, year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4 and year 5, right? So the coupon rate is 10%. So the coupon rate is 10%, right? So 10% on 1000, I'm going to receive for the 4 years, for the 5 years, 70 rupees by way of coupon. So that is what is going to happen. In the 5th year, I will get this 1000 also, and that is how my cash flow for the 5th year is taken as 1070. Now this is my present value factor. I'm sure you would remember we discussed in the context of time value of money. How do I find out my present value factor? I will find out my present value factor by 1 upon, this is my required rate of return. So 1 upon 1.08, that will be my discounting factor. So when I say 1.108, I get 0.926, and if I keep on expanding it, this is what do I get. Now what do I have to do? Present value. So how do I get my present value? I will get my present value this into this, and I will get my present value here. And likewise I do it for all the 5 years. So when I do it for all the 5 years, where do I reach? This is where I reach. So the present value of this cash flow that I am getting here is 64.82. The present value of this 1070 that I am getting in the 5th year, it is 728.67. So total becomes 960.51. So this, friends, is price of the bond. This is the price of the bond. Now please pay attention. Now what does it mean? It means if as a fund manager, as a mutual fund, as a pension fund, as a private equity fund, as a venture capital fund, or as any other fund manager, if I have to make investment in this bond and if I have to purchase it today, I should not pay a price for this bond which is more than 960.51. Why? Because if I pay price which is more than 960.51, it means what? Let's say if I decide to pay 980, then what is going to happen? I am putting 980 from my pocket, and what I am getting in return is 960.51, and that means this investment for me is going to be a loss making one. And that is how, friends, you will do the valuation of the bonds or fixed income securities or the debt instruments. And this is how, as the valuation professional, this is how, as an investment manager or fund manager or wealth manager of any of the funds anywhere in the world, this is how you will take the investment decisions. So if you have any questions, we can take your question on this. Else we will move to the next topic of options.